He said to himself, I shall write this life. Nothing can stand in my way. All the friends that I long for are with me. I shall write this life that truly makes sense, that is truly meaningful. He truly felt overwhelmed by the immensity of the task. This task of continuous remembering, this struggle to remember, this struggle for integrity. Nonetheless, all of the mighty friends he could have longed for were all there. They all had his back. He said to himself, I could very well write the truth of this life. The most amazing, exciting, ecstatic version of what life could feel like must be the truth. That must be the foundation of the truth of what life is. The most amazing, ecstatic, how that would feel, that is the foundation of the truth of what life truly is. This was the vow that he placed onto the ground. This was the vow he placed onto the ground. This was the vow he placed onto the ground. To stand in truth must be to be continuously aware, to never be disconnected, or to lack the faith, to lack the confidence of it being true. He said to himself, I shall start this quest of finding my friends, discerning my friends. If my heart is pure, then the friends that I long for shall come and join my quest. It cannot be otherwise. All the mighty friends that my heart simply longs for, we must be awakened and aware. How shall we define him, this character you speak of? What is he? Is he of the nature of space? What is he? How do we describe his body, his motions? What are the motions of his will? What is his birth? What are his faculties? How do we speak about him? Shall we say about him that he wants to see all? Is he the restless eye? Is he the restless eye? And how shall we speak about his body? Is he the one that cannot accept any form of forgetfulness? Is he that being that shall not withstand any form of distance or darkness? What was his first movement? He gathered bodies of fields. He gathered faculties of determination. He chose various types, various bones. What was that new beginning of life he longed for? And how do we speak adequately about this? What is this kind of storytelling that is simultaneous with life? How does one get to write life truly anew? How does one become so wildly truthful to what life is? How does one get to become so truthful to what life is? To what life demands as enthusiasm of creation. We don't know truly, we don't really know about his body. We have this distorted language about who he is. We have very fake notions. We have distorted images. We have fake stories about who he is. How does one speak truthfully about this life? If their bodies would be able to simply configure their muscles in the right mode, in that right contortion, if their bodies could just ignite their marrow into the right contortion, they would see it. If they could just stretch their hands and take the horizons like fabrics of illusion, take them back into their marrow, they would see the truth. The dances of these steps that the true body of the true story was able to make, were like this. These contortions of taking back the expanses of the horizons, these were the steps, the true days of the story. The suffering that he could not remember, the suffering that he could not stand with integrity, with all that he feels. He went to ask for advice. He passed beneath the deserts of sight. He just passed through and beyond the deserts of sight, these deserts of distance. He simply ripped apart the deserts of distance so as to feel the very flesh of what he needed to encounter, to enter the flesh of what he needed to face, to ask, to demand, to love, to enter the very flesh of the answer. There was no other way around it. Why is my love taken away from me? Why is this love taken away from me? He asked. Why is my love continuously taken away from me? He ran through the deserts of distance to ask this question like a hungry dog. To ask this question, why is my love taken away from me? Why do I forget the ones I love? Why is love such a fragile thing? Why is love such a fragile thing? And the doors he needed to open were mostly like crushing his bone structures against the stones, simply stepping onto their beauty as if crushing continuously his own bones, as if forsaking the greed of his ancestors, this greed of knowing, this greed of seeing, continuously breaking away from the prisons of distance, continuously breaking away. What was the truth? What was the truth of what happened? What was the truth of what happened? Who would be able to truly say it? Who would be able to truly remember their life? Who is that one to truly speak about what happened? Who was the one to desire such a craft, such a work, such joy, to fully understand? Why is my love taken away from me? Answer bodies were not only joyous but thoroughly unexpected, brutally, shockingly ecstatic, as if they were laughing of his tears, as if they were responding with brutal laughters to his tears, as if they were responding in the same way as the weathers of forgetfulness. They were simply responding in the same way. Never mind. Come play with us. Never mind those sorrows. Come play with us. Never mind your sorrows. Never mind your tears. Come play with us. And they pushed him from one angle to another, from one surface to another, from one ground to another, from one field to another, from one surface to another, from one stone to another. And they replied with a very joy forsaken, as if the mystery of his sorrow had in front of it the very opposite, as if the depth of his sorrow had complete union with its opposite, complete union with its resurrected form. What was his body? What was his skeleton of questions? What was the skeleton of his will? Let's always reformulate the body. Let's always speak about it anew. Let's be so thorough and so quick to desire the truth. Let us not make any compromise about this ghost of identity. What was his body? What were his organs? What was his view? What were his eyes? How did it happen eventually? What happened? All the love he missed, all the love that was burning and screaming in his marrow as contortion of pain, simply became contortion of joy, simply spoke about contortions of joy. How is this possible? How did it happen? How did this happen? That the contortions of pain, of loss, the schism in his flesh, the schism in the family of being, the schism of history, the fracture, all of this contortion of fracture led him to its opposite. What happened? What is it that truly happened? What was it? What was it that truly happened? How? What was it that truly happened? What was this life that happened? How could he become so transparent? Tortured by the torment of the question, why is love continuously taken away from me? And the question was the implosion of his own bones. The implosion of his own bones. It was the very cries he was taught to hide. It was the very struggle he was not taught to live. The question, the body of the question, was the very contortion of pain that was not shown, was not accepted, was not seen. The pain that was not seen. Celebrate the pain, he said to his daughter. Celebrate and make a full show out of it. Make a full show out of what you feel. Show it. So as to remember it, so that your flesh knows it well. Don't forget what you feel. Don't forget what you feel. Don't forget what you feel. Don't ever forget what you feel. Don't forget to fully show. That is transparency, to be able to show everything that you are. That is completeness of being. The very need to crush oneself. The very distortion of the question, the very distorted voice of the question, because there is something boiling in my bones. But the voice I have been given is distorted. The voice I have been given is distorted. So when I find the body of the answer, I just crush myself into it. I just go full speed onwards to crush this body into it. This fake voice. This is all I can do to just show the despair of not having a voice, not being able to voice the pain, not being able to voice it. So I just run through the boulders. I just run across the mountains of beauty, the mountains of treasures. I just run to crush my bones of distortion into them, to show them my despair. I need to show them, if you cannot gather the despair, there is no answer for you. And so that is what I did. And when this happened, the very core of pain simply spilled onto the fields of joyous diamonds, just spilled onto those alpine fields of treasures. And there was no longer any distance. All of it was there. All the joy that I felt I have lost. All the moments shrouded in pain. All of their joy was there. There was nothing lost. There is nothing lost. I learned this. They told me, if your heart is pure, your vision is clear, if your heart lacks any compromise, then all the creatures of truth, all the dragons of truth have your back with all their treasures. All the dragons of truth have your back. I want the truth of this life. I want, through storytelling, to understand the truth of any aspect of this life. I cannot live in the pain of misconception anymore. I shall simply start to enter this discipline of crushing my bones continuously into the forehead of these beasts of truth. There is no other path for me but to let loose the volcanoes of pain boiling in my marrow, so that the unity of the ecstasy of pain with the ecstasy of joy shall be completely achieved. So who is to say who this person was, what it was, what was his body, what were his bones? What was the definition of his identity? Who is to say? Who dares to say it? Who dares to stay again and again in the same web of misconceptions, this lazy form of storytelling in which we stick to some naive forms of identity just because we lack the scale of mind necessary, the scale of love necessary, just because it is continuously stolen from us, paralyzed, just because we stand in this realm of fracture, of darkness.
Out of that ditch, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. Ship is sinking. The ship is sinking.
To make certain that no stone stands, that no creature crawls, I command you to let loose the last of the Titans.
It's time to strike. Let the rain pour down from God above. With the blood on my blade, no law. Begin the flood, open the gates. Let the battle begin. We're in with the wind at our backs, ready for any attacks. I'm the horns, prepare for war. Begin the storm of flaming arrows, hitting your body, keeping you warm with the uniform of my sworn enemies. Who raped and pillaged my city and spread disease for the sword of the warrior's wrath. The path we take can lead to the math that the masters break. The clash of the titans. Are you frightened of loss? Fighting with the cause to free you and yours. And God laws, look in the stars, align with the sign and Mars. Destruction, what's your function? You roll with God.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse. There's a man going round taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. The hairs on your arm will stand up at the terror in each sip and in each sup.
The soul of the master's elements, disaster breaking you faster, transmitting the broadcaster. The blade swings, slashing your throat. The vision's on the mission, seeking the notes, dropping the bombs by remote. Load up the cavalries, no salaries, the keys to life, memories, strife, bringing the thieves, cut the heads off.
Americans are turning and rolling like a ring ding. Jump the turns down, never pay the toll. Didn't do what did he? Busting with the free roll. Customs jailed me over in Earthsea. Don't rat on your boy. Over some rat weed and out of your back door. I'm into another. Your boyfriend doesn't know about me and your mother. Not perfect grammar, always perfect money, and the D is for diamonds.
Roses are red, the sky's blue. I got my barrel at your neck, so what the fuck you gonna do? It's just 2 wheels and me, the wind in my eyes. The engine is the music and my knives by my side. Cause you know why? A-U-C-H, I'm taking all MCs out in the place. Taking life as it comes, don't fool in mind. I'm going off, getting paid, and don't ask why. Playing beats in my box, making music for the many. Know a lot of deaf girls that don't do anything. A lot of parents like to think I'm a villain. I'm just chilling, like Bob Dylan. Yeah, I smoke Chiba. It helps me with my brain. I might be a little dusted, but I'm not insane. People come up to me and they try to talk shit, man.
The ship is sinking. The ship is sinking. There's a leak in the boiler room. The poor, the lame, the blind. Who were the ones that we kept in charge? Killers, thieves, and warriors. God's away, God's away, God's away on business, business.
God's enemies falling upon their knees, crawling behead in their dead souls. Who run away from the calling, behold, the white horse, remorse, never the case. Every corner of the world, the battle is taking place. Let the war drum set the pace to face fire. Resume from the temple of boom and see how you thought. Maybe you live, or maybe not. The blade's hot, many renegades ready for battle, die on the spot. With one shot, one whole city becomes rock. The clash rages on, people remain calm. Good, bad, all in the balance. You're going mad, you can never tell. Heaven or hell, the bloodshed is all around. You can't run, sit in the cell. When the war's over, the light will shine, clearing the spell. Celebrate now, put the blades to rest. No wickedness, only the blessed will hold down.
Creating hysteria.
Will you partake of that last offered cup, or disappear into the potter's ground when the man comes around?